Hello, this is me, Helmut again, and I'm making a follow-up video on my first video in the free zone, announcing that I will go into the free zone, announcing that I do not like the activities of the official Church of Scientology, and declaring Mr. Miscavige. So, first thing is a big thank you to everybody who wrote me via comment or via email. And boy, there is lots of people out there. I really didn't know there is so many people out there. I knew there's a bunch of them. I didn't know there's so many, and I am very sure I haven't even reached a fraction of them. So just realizing how many I have reached in those few days, a week or so, I realized there's lots of them out there. So thank you. And extremely well done on leaving and on realizing, in fact, that there are so many people reached already before. Just shows one very, very important thing here, and that is there's a lots more people out there thinking faster, realizing faster, observing better, and acting faster than I. Took me much, much longer to realize. Unbelievable. Just met with people who have been in the free zone 20 years. Unbelievable. Good for them and for the rest of the people. So, thank you to everybody. There has been two groups evolving. One group is the Scientologists who are in the free zone, which can be divided into two groups. And one group is the Anonymous, which also can be divided into two groups, by the way. And so here's how it goes. The free zone people, there seems to be the people who are out there and disseminating and, I mean, basically officially saying, I'm out. Bang. And then there is the people in the free zone, apparently, based on the comments, which they're out, but they're not out, they haven't announced it. And I have a comment for those people. I have a message for those people. It's okay. It's totally okay that you haven't announced it yet. There are many ways to fight anything. There are many ways to go to Rome, they have told me, and I have been to Rome, so I know there are many ways. So, you see, I look at it like this way. When you're ready to announce it, which doesn't mean you ever have to, you will know it's like an auditing process. You have your card when you have it. You're ready when you are ready. And no, you do not need to announce it to, so to say, be ready. You're ready, maybe that, and that is no less ready than the other ready. After all, I kept mentioning in my first video that Gandhi just did with, withdrawing support. That alone is super important. You're not bringing the money to the church. You're not putting other people anymore into the church, and you're away. For me, it was announcing it and using the very knowledge I have to have put a bunch of people into the church to get a bunch of people out and to do more. All right. Congratulations, and again, I appreciate your actually overwhelmingly nice and putting me up there on a pedestal type of comment. Overwhelmingly nice. Thank you. Now, let's go to the Anonymous. Thank you, guys. You also have been supporting me doing the same thing. Well, kind of figures you have a goal of bringing the church down. Most of our other ones only have a goal to bring Mr. Miscavige down with some of his, more or less closer people. And by now, that's almost all the Sea Org. He has really infiltrated his way all the way down so that the new people coming in and being in the Sea Org and in the staff members don't know anything else anymore rather than suppressive technology. So they think suppressive technology is the technology. It's a shame, but that's what it is. But that doesn't mean they will keep being suppressive when the bunch of the top gets eliminated and they get what we call false data stripped, basically give the correct information, and they'll go, yeah, they actually, I am 100% sure most of them feel like us in the free zone. We go, well, something is wrong, and, they just haven't yet gone out. And then again, there are hundreds of staff members who apparently have made comments, ex-staff members. So, and just looking at every organization, what revolving door they have in terms of staff members for what is the highest purpose on the planet, apparently, obviously we know that they're feeling the same way, and it will just accelerate, and then they will become good staff members once this is done. So, yes, you guys have to, so some of you anonymous people were telling me that I should also look at Mr. Hubbard and his misdeeds and how he's a crook and all that type of stuff. And let me tell you this. I have heard everything you have tried to tell me, and you have indicated or implied long time ago. In fact, when I put one of my first married couples on a service in Scientology, out of which one of them now is OT8, surpassed me, figures. I told you lots of people are faster than me. When I did that, that was, I don't know, 18, 19 years ago, then already I have heard and even read information that, why? Because I disseminated so much. I was so much on the people. Don't you think that there is a tremendous amount of people who have told me, what? Look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this, I didn't even have to read it. They told me everything. So I knew or heard of that. Mr. Hubbard was accused of course, being money hungry like crazy. And, well, he made a lot of money, so maybe he was. What would I know? That Mr. Hubbard perhaps was taking magic drugs, whatever those magic drugs mean, in order to discover Scientology in the first place, basically being high or whatever. Well, maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. Maybe Mr. Hubbard was shooting himself up way after Scientology when he already was on the ship. Well, maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. There is information that it probably is true. Maybe it's true. Like, why, if Mr. Hubbard is so great, so OT, such a huge spiritual being, why did he have to live out his last 6, 7, 8 years in hiding and apparently died in misery while being rich? Maybe he did die that way, maybe he really didn't. It's possible that he did. Well, let me ask you this. Maybe his records in the army were exaggerated and simply, absolutely, positively not true. All right. Okay, maybe he was a womanizer. Well, all right, maybe he was. I wouldn't know. Now, here's what I do know. When I have read the writings of Mr. Hubbard, I have only seen good in it. Not because I'm such a good guy. No. I have read it and I go, wow, it made me a better being. A better person. Not the best, a better one. A better where I was before. It made me more happy, more healthy. My wedding, my marriage, everything better. Yes, so, now, I have got lots of people into Scientology, and most of them got a much better life. In some areas of their life. Some in more, some in less. Most of them got something. Many of them whom I got in, many, super many, went right out. Not because they hated it, simply because life is impinging. Well, some maybe hated it, of course. But most of them, no, they just, life is impinging, things go on, and all this type of stuff. And as you have heard in my first video, that, one can use many things to improve his life, and one really doesn't need anything except oneself. However, most of us do look for something, why reinvent the wheel, so to say.